Yeah, this is what happens when you don't proofread, proof check, error check. I actually did have to move that over. I had to make that one stud smaller and this other side over here one stud longer to plug into the monorail station, which isn't here, because of course I pulled the things away from the edge of the table so I could get the testing the monorail. So when I was doing that, remember that these things were one stud off. Well, it turns out these things were not one stud off. The whole thing was one stud off. And I should have realized that, because usually you don't get one stud difference between, and the way I've designed this layout, between the monorail track and the base plates and everything else. Like, it's supposed to be all even numbers. So what is it? I got a 16 by 48 base plate there. Yes, I cut up a 48 by 48 into 16, 3 16 by 48s. That was for old layouts when we had Jeff's train going around. And I put an 1 by 8 right in the middle. And I went exactly to the edge of the what would be considered a moon-based module, which is from here to here. Yeah, from there to there. That's 332s from W248. And I realized that this building was one stud that way. I didn't even realize that when I put it down. I thought I calculated it all out in my head. I should have done this in the first place, which is get a ruler, a measurement, a thing that says that. So now that this thing is in the right spot, that means this tower is in the right spot, which this is what the limiting part was, the rest of it. So that's why if this thing was one stud this way, then this whole thing would be one stud that way, because of course it's flush with the side here. So I fixed all that, removed this from the base plate, moved it one stud over, rebuilt that guy there, rebuilt that guy there, so it's one stud shorter, and that guy is one stud longer. Yeah, that was fun. And I also built, I won't be able to see him very well, I built a support for the two monorails that are way up. Let me just get the blueprint. The blueprint, these two monorail tracks here that go way to the back, right, and then go around this loop here. So now these two monorails are supported on top of the corridor, and they're supported pretty well. They're not going to fall down. I wouldn't stand on it, but they're pretty strong. I built those nice little supports, just like all my other nice little supports. These guys are really, really short. And they just basically hang off the back of the corridor here, and now they're perfect. See, look at that. Look at that. And they're right in line with the seam. You know, hey, it's all part of error checking. And I'm glad I realized it now instead of at a show. Because if I found it at a show, this would have been very, very bad. Because I had to use parts and pieces from my collection to rebuild this thing. So that's it. That's all. We all make mistakes, and I don't have no problem admitting that. So the next step is, as speaking with David St. Cyr, is that I'm going to, I might move that. Anyway, I'm going to figure out what corridor I need going that way, and it's going to be at the 3rd level. So this is level 4. It'll be level 3 pointing that way. It's going to go straight across the back. Of course, because I've got a monorail track there, and I have a monorail track here, so that leaves me level 2 and 3 to put a corridor going that way. And that should be enough to connect anybody else's layout. But if that'll be a temporary corridor, removable, so I'll have a door like that on it, except it'll be a sealed door. And I might fully enclose that there. I'm not quite sure yet. I will debate that a little bit more. But now this corridor is actually moon-based compliant. Yeah, this is fun. Sorry I didn't realize at the beginning. And yeah, so I did a little bit of detailing. I put the little sidewalk, a little walkway into the corridor. And there's Benny fixing a doodad. And there's another doodad over there. I mentioned that before. So I don't, so this is another tangent about the layout. I have specific, I won't say rules, I'll say guidelines. I have specific guidelines as to what I will put on the layout and what I will change on the layout and blah, blah, blah. I do like things to do multiple things, and right now that corridor is holding up the monorail, which gets rid of those really ugly blue, black and yellow trees that I was using before. I'm really happy about that. And then I'm really happy that I got to put this one because this was also held up by those trees. So that's gone. So I can just use my standard gray support. And it really frees up this area. And because the corridor is not moving right across the middle, as I keep on saying. So I'm happy about that. And so that the corridor is a success, wildly successful for me. I'm very, very happy with it. I'm going to see what it looks like at a show. I'm going to have to get some silly putty to keep those windows closed. But, oh yeah, so really, really quick. So this is 4, 4, 4, 4, and 3 now. That used to be 4. So that is 1 stud shorter. And I do like space to have space. I know there are a lot of people, and I really, really love their displays, and they love to pack it in as much as possible to just fill it every square inch. And I do appreciate those displays, but that's not how I display. So I do like a lot of empty area. I do like these guys have to walk somewhere or go somewhere, as everything's not within arm's reach, and so they're always walking around or doing something. But I'll have the occasional doodad on the layout, and I do think I should have more doodads on the layout. I really do. It is something I'm always thinking about, that I want more. It's not necessarily greebling. See, I could greeble the crap out of these things. I know. I think it would detract. I mean, this is what I did for not greebling, but just a design for above the windows. And every once in a while, I'll put like this, usually at the corridor entrance. So that should have been here. I'm not going to change it now. And that's, there we go. Usually back in the day when I was doing a lot more corridors, the striping would be right next to the entrance. There, and you can even see it in the monorail station when it's there, but it's not there now. So I do like to leave space. I don't like to pack it, like if put stuff there, people, figs, ships, whatever. Because I do like space. I do enjoy emptiness a little bit more. And maybe my layouts have been too empty. I'm not sure. I'm debating. Because Lord knows I have enough to fill it in. So it's not like I want for stuff to fill in the areas, but I do enjoy having empty areas. I mean, right here is covered by the monorail station, but back there was empty to do stuff with, park a ship or whatever, but not pack it in. You know, each landing pad has 1 LS as a lunar station, which is the monorail station that goes right here. And I will be the first to admit that in some locations I have far too many minifigs, like there and there, like just packed with minifigs. One guy already fell down when I was moving this thing around. And in other places is bereft of minifigs. We use the word bereft. But I haven't even populated these corridors yet, which I'm going to do, because of course the whole purpose of having corridors, these are observation areas, observations, so they can see what's going on here. So that's coming. But as I was saying somewhere else, I have the ability, because each one of these things is a module. Like this is a module by itself, this is a module by itself, that's a module by itself, this is a module by itself. I can take one part of the layout out, and I can only take 1 or 2 parts at a time, because right now my desk is full with just these 2 modules. So I can take 1 or 2 out at a time and work on them, and then put them away and work on the next piece. I like that. I don't. The only time I actually get to see the entire layout set up ever is at a show. Now the show could be in my driveway, like I did 2 summers ago, which was a lot of fun because I had all the time in the world and I had all the pieces in the basement that I could just do whatever I wanted. So I really appreciated that, because when you go to a show, you have to make sure you have everything with you, and you forgot it, and there's no point in going home and getting it. But the only time I get to see the entire thing set up is at a show. And so I'm looking forward to shows. I'm slightly disappointed. I wanted to do another driveway show, but I was too busy wiring this thing with lights. And so I'm still, waiting to finish that before I set it up again. I may at some point when I get the Rob Hendricks life lights, because this pad's not lit up and those aren't lit up. So when I get Rob's, I've ordered some more life lights. When I get those put in place, I may take this over to my dad's garage. I may, in the middle of winter, take this over to my dad's garage. The issue, of course, I can't let it get cold because the monorail has the copper tape on it. And the copper tape doesn't like going from hot to cold, back to hot. Oh, somebody's calling me.
Hi, my mom wants you for a minute.
Okay, I have to go. But there we are. This thing is done, quote unquote, for now. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to go up and ruminate, talk to my mother-in-law, and probably watch a hockey game. And I will talk to everybody else soon. And if I do any more updates, you will see them. You guys take care.